Welcome to the Tier 2 training on produce safety, brought to you by the New Mexico Farmers Marketing Association with support from La Moñtanita Co-op and the Wallace Center at Winrock International. In this series of training modules, which are designed to support the New Mexico Tier 1 and Tier 2 on-farm and classroom trainings, we discuss how to conduct a thorough food safety risk assessment of your farm.
This final Module 6 is all about creating a simple system to track crops from where they are grown through harvesting, packing, and storage to your customer. A traceability and recall plan are important when you sell to wholesale customers, but some of the tools such as harvest logs, input logs, labels, and sales records are also just good business management, no matter who you sell to. Practically speaking, traceability means you could trace all the boxes of peppers in one lot, one step back to the field or high tunnel where they grew, to the application of any fertilizers and pesticides you used in production, and one step forward to the delivery vehicles and all the wholesale customers that received those peppers. Why is having a system that allows you to trace your products one step back and one step forward an advantage to you as a grower? Well, one reason is you can minimize the impact of a recall if you know exactly which lot of produce has been contaminated. For instance, if you realize after a shipment of lettuce has left your farm that it may contain broken glass or it was handled by someone with a contagious illness, and you need to inform everyone who bought some of it, then the easier it is to pinpoint the cases of lettuce at risk, the less you will have to recall. Another reason is if you are wrongly implicated in a foodborne illness outbreak, you will need records to prove your produce was not the culprit. Without good records, there may be many delays and finger pointing causing unnecessary hardship for innocent growers. The first step is tracing back to the field. Do you have a system to identify the growing locations on your farm? It can be as simple as field 1, 2, and 3, or high tunnel 1, 2, and 3. Do you have records for the application of any fertilizers and pesticides you used in production? And do you have a harvest log where you record what was harvested, when, where, and how much? You can use your growing locations and harvest log to create a lot number for each crop harvested each day. If you have a very small operation and only one field, it could just be the harvest date. If you have a larger operation, you can go further and use clean breaks to identify lots. That's the interval between cleaning and sanitizing packing equipment when you change from one crop to another. It doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to work. Make sure labels are clear and include all the information needed. You can have pre-printed labels that include everything but the lot number and add that by hand or using a stamp when the time comes.
So what Dakota is doing right now is these are our license plates or labels for our IFCOs. She's putting the 3-digit date code. And again, like I said before, the first 2 numbers are the week of the year, and the last number is the day of the week. So since this is Thursday, it's a 4. And she's just basically putting them all on the stickers. That way, whenever we place them on the IFCO, it already has them on. And she's pretty much, as she's going, she's counting these. That way she has the exact amount.
Lot numbers should follow the product through the supply chain. By using lot numbers and recording them on your harvest log, labels, and customer invoices, you and your customer should be able to track the product back to the date and location of harvest. In addition to the food safety benefits, good records make good business sense. So keeping records of seeds and transplants, fertilizer and pesticide use, and logging your harvest enables you to track yield versus inputs. Keeping harvest and sales records enables you to compare what you are producing with what you're actually selling. The best case scenario with a recall is that you decide to recall product because you detected a problem after the shipment left the farm. Sometimes buyers might report a problem, and you will want to respond quickly to retrieve any sold product. It will build trust with buyers if they see that you have a plan in place and their best interests in mind. You can conduct a traceability exercise and mock recall to test your plan to be sure it works if you ever have an actual recall. Some wholesale buyers may even ask if you have a recall plan and if you ever test it. Best practice is to do this at least once a season to be sure you can recall product if you need to. Use a form that you can send to a friendly wholesale customer to fill out, sign, and send back to you. Call it a traceability exercise. The word recall is a little bit scary these days. Developing a plan now for managing a recall that may happen in the future could save you a whole truckload of trouble. It's much easier to take quick action when there's a plan in place already. And again, keep it simple. Who's in charge? Who do you need to contact? Make sure you conduct an annual traceability exercise and keep good records.